Hi, I'm Ziggy from BerlinGlas, and I will show you how to prepare a kiln and how to prepare the shelf. The first thing is to grab a shelf and then to remove the leftover kiln wash that would remain on your shelf. So for this part I will put on my mask and turn on a vacuum so it can take the powder, the nasty powder. So, now that you have a clean shelf, you're gonna put the fresh kiln wash on it. The kiln wash would prevent the glass to stick to your shelf during the firing. To do that, we're gonna put 1 portion of kiln wash and 5 portions of water. And now you just stir the mix. Now that you have your solution ready, you're just gonna do a first layer, so it's very thin. Cover all the areas that are white. And our advice would be to let it dry naturally, because if you try to use a fan, you can try, but it might crack the kiln shelf from our experience. And now we wait for a few minutes so this first layer dries out. So once your first layer is dried out, so it should look way whiter than pink, you can put the second layer. So if you put it in one direction on the first layer, you will just put it in the opposite direction on the second layer. Up. So that's it. Now you wait for it to dry again. Okay, so now that the second layer is dried out, you can put the third one, and this time we'll go diagonally. Up. So there we go again. So I did in this direction before, so now I just go the opposite direction. And now for the last layer, you can choose which direction you prefer. And you just go for the last layer. That's it. And here is our amazing kiln. So, as you can see, nothing is inside already, except from sand and some under kiln shelves parts, let's say. So now that your shelf is all prepared with the 5 layers of kiln wash, you can put it in the kiln, making sure there is sand. In case the glass overflows, then it will spill on the sand and not damage the kiln itself. So you just use a level to steady it and make it level. So I make sure it's really flat, because obviously if it's tilted, some glass will flow more into one part and it won't be even. So now I have a leveled shelf. You would do the same with your mold. I can put my glass on, and now if I didn't dry my mold before, I have to remember to put a drying schedule for the mold that I will program before the actual schedule of the fusing. I close my kiln. I then open the vents. I do that just to dry the mold out and just for that part. And then it's very important to be there when the actual firing starts, because you need to be there just to close the vents. So to set up your program, you have to turn main switch on, heating on, and here the controller on. Basically in any firing schedule, you're gonna have the same instructions. So you have a rate, you have a temperature, and you have a time, and you have steps. You can go up to 5 steps. And so for each step, you have to determine the rate. That means the amount of degrees it will go per hour to reach the temperature you want. and to hold that temperature for some time. And you do this for each step. Now I'm going to show you the program we use for workshop we do with kids and to fire little tiles of glass. To set your program up, you select the first step. We put rate. For this, I want 150 degrees. That means per hour, it will go up 150 degrees. So I wanted to reach a temperature of 663 degrees. So I wanted to reach that temperature in the first step. And then I want to put time, so how long it's going to stay at that temperature. For this example, we don't want it to hold any time, so we just go to the second step. The second step, we want it to go as fast as possible to the temperature. So as fast as possible for us is 9999. So it's a skip. So as fast as possible, I want to reach 800 degrees. That would be my top temperature, so the highest part of my firing. We want to hold there for 10 minutes. Wait, there's something you should know. You have to make sure to calculate at what time you will reach top temperature to be present at that moment, to check on your firing and make adjustments if needed. Then the third step, I also wanted to go as fast as possible to temperature of 480. And here I wanted to hold for 1 hour. So I would put 60 minutes. And then the last step, I wanted to go 80 degrees per hour until it reaches 360 and no time. And then that's the end. So now I can review all my steps. So I press the step, rate, temperature, time, second step, third, fourth. And then once that's good, you just press start. And then it will start. And you can see the program is going because that little button is blinking. And that's how you set up a kiln.